Ramon! Ramon!
Right, guys, we got a bit more Brexit-related news in a way here, but it's important to bring up not because of Brexit, but because elected officials across this great country seem to hate it with a passion. Today I'm talking about the Mayor of Penzance in Cornwall, who got herself into shitfits of salt over 18 Union Jacks put up by British patriots to celebrate the UK gaining independence from the European Union. In fact, she got so salty she commented on the local journalist's Twitter post, crying her eyes out about it, which the local population ratioed as you would expect, and rightly so. Personally, I think this anti-British Labour mayor should be sacked, and it actually could well happen, as we will see in a moment. But I heard about our Labour mayor here thanks to this article from Cornwall Live that a viewer had actually sent to me, outraged at the actions of this mayor for tweeting about having the flags removed, as you can see here, where she actually said, Penzance Council didn't authorise these or have anything to do with their installation. We are working with Cornwall Council and the flags will be taken down. Clearly showing us top-tier Ramona levels of Brexit and Britain derangement syndrome. Imagine being an elected official of this country while hating the fact people raised the Union Jack on the seafront to celebrate our independence. It is the fucking greatest flag on the planet and should be flown proudly in every village, town and city alongside each of the four nations' national flags. Now, after this was reported the other day, yesterday we had an update on the story after the mayor and her council tosspots actually removed these flags like they said they would. It seems that Cornwall Live have actually spoke to the patriots involved in putting them up in this article here, including reports of petitions to get them put back up and one going against the mayor herself, so let's check that out. It headlines, Man who says he raised Union flags on Penzance Promenade explains his actions, not that he had to explain them to anyone. He says the act was aimed at uniting the community as opposed to causing issues, which obviously the only issues it's going to cause are with Ramonas and lefty tosspots, as we know. Most people will see it and think that they belong there anyway, considering we are in the United Kingdom and that is the flag of this country. But obviously, Labour mayors and Remoaning tosspots like that don't feel the same. It says, one of the men who claims to be responsible for the controversial flying of the Union flags on Penzance Promenade has said that the act was aimed at uniting the community rather than causing division. Well, I do have to say that's not controversial flying the Union flag, let me tell you that. It's only controversial if you're a left-wing tosspot like I said, or a bunch of snivelling shitweasels, a bit like Sadiq Khan. It said over the weekend, Cornwall Live has reported how 18 Union flags were raised alongside the town's seafront to mark the end of Britain's union with the European Union. However, Penzance Mayor Nicole Broadhurst said the fluttering red and white blue standards were not authorised by the town council and would be taken down, with the flags removed yesterday, the 2nd of January, which was actually the day before yesterday now. Labour MP Derek Thomas said that he had no problem with the flags and a number of petitions had been launched, including one to have the flags reinstated and one against Mayor Broadhurst, something that I mentioned earlier. So hopefully we can get these petitions actually going somewhere now, guys. I will put links down to them down below, not that they will help, but still it's good to let people know that they do not support this woke mayor here and her anti-British bullshit. It says Cornwall Live has now been put in contact with two of the people who say they were behind the raising of the flags. One man who wishes to remain anonymous due to fear of reprisals said, I put the Union Jack flags up to help celebrate Great Britain finally gaining its independence from the European Union. They were not put up to create further divide in our community, they were put up to try and unite us as a nation. He said, I am a proud Cornishman and I am proud to be British. I have seen so many comments since the flags went up from so-called proud Cornish men and women who feel no bond to Great Britain but for some odd reason would feel proud to be a member of the European Union. Because obviously they're a bunch of traitorous Remoaning shitweasels. This is not new to us. On this channel we have seen many of them over the past year or so, and you guys like me would have seen them for the last 4 years without doubt. He said the majority voted for British independence and the outcome should be respected and celebrated as it should be. It is clear that the vast majority of people who live in Penrith were very proud to see the Union Jack flags flying again. There are so many old photographs of Penzance flying Union Jack flags with pride, and I truly don't understand why anyone would feel anything but pride. Well, obviously you don't understand how the Labour Party acts in this time. Labour are not proud of this country or its history. They hate it, they hate everything British, and they're a bunch of scumbags at the end of the day. You should really expect nothing more from this mayor. He goes on, it is clear that Great Britain are wonderful islands with the amount of people who want to come here. Yeah, maybe they are too good. It is sad sad that I felt the need to purchase the flags out of my own pocket and put them up, but I have a strong feeling those who should have put the Union Jack flags up wouldn't do it. And I would say it's more than a feeling, it's a fucking guarantee at this point, as the mayor has shown you here. He also said, I have a strong feeling that if we voted to remain in the EU, then we would have seen EU flags flying high over our bay. I could be wrong. No, you are not wrong there. The Labour Party would be doing it 100%. One thing I wish to make clear again is that I did not put these flags up to create more divide. It was done to try and unite us as a nation again. Well, you don't need to worry about that. Everybody knows it. There is no way to divide people anymore. The Remoaners lost, and that is the end of it. They will just have to suck it up, or we will mug them off every time they get salty. Now, obviously, after all this has come out and people have started calling her out, possibly on Facebook as well, she did say something on there. It says here, she wrote on her Penzance Mayor Facebook page, our Union flag is not offensive. It represents the whole of the United Kingdom. The only issue here is that the flags were put up without any consultation or permission, so they do have to come down. Which, if you ask me, is just a cop-out and a way to try and make herself look a bit better. Obviously after, everyone's called her out for it, including the local community. She goes on though, the fact that they are Union flags has nothing to do with this point. If they were Peppa Pig flags, or Simperian flags, or EU flags, they would still have to come down if no permission had been given for them to be put up. Any flag flown from the pole on the proms needs to have been given permission from the owners of the poles. In this case, that is Cornwall Council. Which, yes, might have been believable if you didn't come out with the tweet that you did, likely before the council even knew about it. As soon as you see that, you was like, no, they are going to come down, I am going to make sure of it. And then you went to the council and likely told them. But if you or any of the other snivelling shitweasels that have been elected into office actually had half a brain about you, you would have left it up and thanked the people that did it. At the end of the day, he is saving the council and local area a lot of money by doing it, which also makes the place look nice and makes people proud of the country and their local area. This is a fucking good thing. It really pisses me off that anti-British snivelling shitweasels like this have the cheek to do it and then backtrack saying it wasn't about that, when realistically we know why they did it.
There is a pattern consistent throughout history of oppressed people turning on the oppressors. Slaves against their owners, the peasantry against the feudal barons, colonies, Mr. Verhofstadt, against their empires. And that is why Britain is leaving. And it doesn't matter which language you use, we are going, and we are glad to be going. We're off.